June 10th Tribal Council meeting to order. Ivana, would you do the invocation, please?
Edorda galadi the ojale like gandeski atino. Nimra de dosta, heldi do has the hand of Gilostane, huh? Negad orstiski on hido has to yuktage, huh? No lenny he this catini do has to gujana or jaisa. Father, we just thank you for this day that you have brought us back together again. Lord, to have this meeting for the betterment of Cherokee Nation. Lord, I just ask to give us wisdom and knowledge to do better things for our people. Lord, bless each and every one that's here. And as they journey home, Lord, I ask that you give them a traveling grace. In your name we pray. Amen. Amen.
Shelley, would you conduct roll call, please?
Yes, sir. Sasha Black Fox Claus. Here. Danny Callison. Julia Coates. Here. Joe Deere. Mike Dobbins. Here. Kevin Easley. Lisa Hall. Here. Johnny Kidwell. Here. Darrell Legg. Here. Dora Petzkowski. Here. Cody Poindexter. Joshua Sam. Here. Mike Shambaugh.
Here.
Milvina Shotpouch. E.O. Smith. Here. Condessa Teehee. Victoria Vasquez. We have a quorum.
Okay, if you had a chance to look over the minutes of the previous meeting, could I have a motion, please?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. All right, first up with our State of the Nation address, we have our Principal Chief of the Cherokee Nation, Chuck Hoskin, Jr.
He's not here anyway.
All right. Well, Mr. Speaker, with that ruckus, I am proud to report on the state of the Cherokee Nation for our June full council meeting. It's an honor and a privilege, as always. Much has happened since we last gathered in these chambers. In the community of Veneta, a number of you were able to attend the opening of the new VA clinic, which has been embedded in our health center. What a great story that is, that started out not so great. The Veterans Administration withdrawing from the community of Veneta as it expanded in the region, but leaving that community without health services for veterans. The Cherokee Nation and the Veterans Administration got together and solved a problem, and that's always good to see. Working with the federal agency that's very big, but willing to sit down and listen on the basis of respect for the Cherokee Nation, well, that's always a winner when it comes to government relations. And so now we have a clinic that is operating in the Veneta Health Center, doing a great deal of good for veterans. Just this past weekend, a number of us were able to attend the christening of the USNS Cherokee Nation, the new towing and rescue ship. It's named to honor all Cherokee citizens who served in the Navy and Marine Corps. The new vessel is a symbol of the contributions that our people have made. It's difficult to overstate what a powerful event it was. Councilor Kidwell, Councilor Deere, Councilor Petzkowski were in attendance. Of course, the Deputy Speaker of the Council of the Cherokee Nation is the sponsor of that ship, did the christening. It was wonderful to bear witness to that and to know that she holds a special place in connection with that ship. The First Lady joined me as well, and I think everyone had a really powerful experience and a really joyful experience. Two wonderful projects were opened since we last gathered, one in the community of Marble City and the other in the community of Kenwood, and a number of council members were able to attend those openings. You'd be hard-pressed to see an investment that has the potential for transformational change in communities that have not seen investment, Mr. Speaker, for many generations. I won't belabor the point. We talked about it at the different openings. It is a large investment, but in terms of perspective, these communities haven't seen a great deal of investment, if any investment, from the Cherokee Nation or certainly other entities. In really, you can measure it in generational terms. And yet there are communities that are Cherokee people founded, where our people live, where we want these communities to thrive. And I'm so proud of this council and the Deputy Chief for taking the approach that we can't simply talk about these communities surviving and hopefully thriving. We have to do something about it. That, I think, is just 2 chapters in this long story of revitalization that was going on long before we held these offices and will be going on long after. But I feel like those 2 projects symbolize the priorities that this administration and this council is placing into revitalizing communities. We've got to do more, Mr. Speaker, but anyone who has a chance to go see Marble City or Kenwood should do it. Those are 2 amazing facilities. Another powerful moment since we last gathered was the graduation of the first class from the Oklahoma State University College of Medicine at the Cherokee Nation. That never gets old. Saying that never gets old. It's always something that fills me with a lot of pride, and I know it does every member of this council, every member of my administration, and every Cherokee citizen that we talk to about the idea that we have a med school within our reservation. Oklahoma State University is a committed partner, not only to making sure the pipeline of doctors in rural northeast Oklahoma and all of Oklahoma is plentiful, but that Native Americans are in this pipeline. And so having a graduating class of 20% Native American, Mr. Speaker, when you compare that to 0.2% across the country, that's real progress. Again, not simply talking about these problems or these challenges, but doing something about it. And as we see the fruits of the Cherokee Nation's labor and OSU's labor happened this past month with that graduation. As we speak, the removal riders are off on their journey. The 40th anniversary of that ride, and a number of you were able to help send them off. And of course, they will be back on June the 21st at 11 a.m. at the Peace Pavilion, where we will welcome them back. We have undertaken an effort at anti-tobacco here at the Cherokee Nation. We've done that for a long time, Mr. Speaker, but I want to emphasize that if you have seen an uptick in the public relations effort to eliminate smoking and a lot of other efforts such as providing what we call quit kits to people out in the communities, that is a result of the settlement with the e-cigarette industry that this council put into the Public Health and Wellness Fund Act that we put directly into an anti-smoking initiative, which we think can do a great deal of good. We all know the consequences of smoking, and we all know the benefits if we can get that number down. The Cherokee voters will go to the polls this weekend and can go this week to do more early voting on a very important election. The referendum as to whether to call a constitutional convention, every member of this council has spoken out on this issue, but I think we all agree that we want the Cherokee people to vote. We want them to be informed, and we want to remind the Cherokee people that a yes vote supports a constitutional convention. A no vote favors keeping the Constitution unchanged, maintaining our ability to change it at any time through the current mechanism of changing the Constitution. But again, we want folks to get out and vote. Voting is open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the assigned precincts on Election Day, and we still have early voting dates available on June 11th, 12th, and 13th of this week. That is this week, rather. The CCO conference is also this week. The CCO conference is the gathering of Cherokee organizers, not only across the reservation, but across the country, all coming together as they do every year to talk about the good work they're doing with their organizations, to learn from each other, to learn best practices, and we're looking forward to welcoming particularly our at-large organizers and community leaders who don't get a chance to come here very often, but will be here for this conference. Of course, leaders from across the reservation will be here, and I know the council always tries to come visit the folks at the conference. The tornado damage and the aftermath remains on all of our minds. It weighs on each of us. I want to assure you, Mr. Speaker, that our administration, the departments, I was so impressed because they were working on this tornado, and people need to know this before it touched down. When you think about it, when you have emergency management, when you have the Marshal Service, when you even have people in human services monitoring, and people in my office monitoring the fact that this tornado is coming, and it's going to hit, and there's going to be damage, and I know that's true of council members as well. So there's no doubt that the Cherokee Nation was focused on this terrible natural disaster and has been focused on the cleanup, and it takes a team, and that team, Mr. Speaker, is more than the Cherokee Nation. I think that's the other thing the public should also recognize, is that we work with other partners when there is a disaster like this. None of us can do it alone. We can all do it better together, and we appreciate the leadership of the council, and I particularly admire everyone in my administration and all the departments who have led and just stayed up late and just put in the extra work, because everybody is hurting for the people that were injured or the people that were displaced. This is a big cleanup effort, and we're committed to doing all we can to do our part to help. With that, Mr. Speaker, I would conclude, except that I would ask for your blessing to have our youth leadership introduce themselves, our summer youth leadership program introduce themselves. That's coordinated, of course, in career services under the watchful eye of George Roach. So we would invite them to come up and introduce themselves. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, sir. Are you a reader? Is that what you're first?
You guys go ahead and go back around this way. No, you're fine.
Yeah, go
Start
up
the
the
line.
Yeah, then we'll go back around. Yeah, we're good. Just say that.
What happened?
There you are.
Well, there you go.
Sio Nagad, Kinsey Snell Dawado, Anoli Jalagiganti, Aniwaya Digiowi, Jigadoha, Galilig, Tosco Yagwadetiad, Owanayesti Janel Digagasku, Juskogali Disoya Digadelguask, Pitt State University Digadelguaski, Wado. Hello everyone, my name is Kinsey Snell. Anoli is my Cherokee name, or Black Fox. I'm 20 years old, I'm from Park Hill and I live in Park Hill. I graduated from Fort Gibson High School and I currently attend Pitt State University. Thank you.
Sio Nagad, Jessica Dawado, Talaqualia Awatessa. I'm 19 years old. I currently attend Northeastern State University for a bachelor's degree in physical health. Health and physical education. Thank you.
Sio Nagad, Isaiah Dawado, Chawatasa, Line Switch. I'm 18 and I graduated from Case Springs High School.
Alright, Sigil Naga, Christian Bots, Dawadon, Gadusi, Awatasa. Hello everyone, my name is Christian Bots. I am 19 years old. I am going to the Indian Capital Tech Center to become an electrician.
CEO Naga, Keegan Hallmark Dawado. I'm 18 years old. I graduated from Stillwell High School, and I'm attending NSU for wildlife and fishery.
CEO Nagad, Cashwoods Dawado, Stillwell Awatasa. I'm 18. I'm a wildland firefighter, and I'm going to NSU for wildlife and fishery.
Sio Nagad, Anoe Dawado, De La Guajanela, Ale Awatessa, Nela Du, Yawadeti Yada, Aya. Hi, I'm Adriana. I'm 18 years old. I'm from Stillwell, but I grew up here in Tahlequah. I just graduated, and I'm going to be attending TCC to pursue sonography. What up?
Sio Negada, Carly Silva Dalado, Stella Welly, Altesa, Sonel Latu. I missed it. My name is Carly. I'm 19. I'm from Stillwell. I go to Connor State and graduated from Sequoia High School.
Sio Nadab, Brooklyn, Dawado. Hi everyone, I'm 18 years old and I'm from Muldrow High School and I plan to go to NSU to get a degree in elementary education.
CEO, hello. My name is Jaden Christie and I'm from Stillwell. I was born and raised there, and I graduated from Stillwell High School, and I am going to John Brown University to study for cybersecurity in Colorado.
CEO Nagad, Jack Cobb, Dawado, Fort Gibson, Awatasa. Hello everyone, my name is Jack Cobb. I'm from Fort Gibson. I'm 18. I'm going to Oklahoma State University for nursing.
CEO Nagad, Usti Wayan, Dawado, or Bodie Jimerson, Tahlequah, Jawatasa. Hi, my name is Bodie Jimerson. I'm 18. I'm from Tahlequah. I graduated from Tahlequah High School, and I will be going to college at Richmond American University in London to play soccer and get a degree in international business management.
CEO Nagad, Lauren Catron Dawadon. Hello, my name is Lauren Catron. I'm 18. I just graduated from Stillwell High School, and I plan to attend Northeastern State University and major in secondary English education.
CEO, my name is Sadie Kaufman. I'm 20 years old. I'm from Salisaw, Oklahoma, and I'm currently going to Connor State College to study biological sciences, fishery, and wildlife.
CEO, my name is Caitlin Callahan. I'm 19. I graduated from Salisaw High School, and I'm currently attending Connor State for nursing.
Get up there, George. What are you doing? You're not getting out of there. Come on. Tell us a little bit about what's going on here.
Well, I apologize. I didn't know I had to be up here. But anyways, good afternoon, Council. Again, most of you guys know me. My name's George Roach. This program here, leadership program, has been going on since about mid-1980s. These young men and women from all over our reservation are as you can see, our future is pretty bright. We won't have to worry about it when we're long ago. The programs, you have to be a Cherokee tribal member between the ages of 18, graduating high school, all the way up to 22 years old. They learn all about our heritage, our culture, our history, and about jobs. And that's what, under career services, that's what it's all about. These guys, it's been about a week now. I've seen them grow from about 2 weeks. Very first day, they just wide-eyed, bushy-tailed, and they didn't know each other. And today, they're just looks like family. So that's what we want. We want them to learn, to come and come here to just see what it's all about. And I think they've learned a lot so far. So we appreciate you guys letting us come in, and hopefully they'll be able to learn more. And one day they come back and be working for us, or even be tribal members, tribal council members. So absolutely, it worked out good. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you, George. That's very impressive. And, anytime we get to have our youth up here, and we're going to call you our Utes. If we have our Utes up here, it's good because the future is bright when we see and we listen to you, what you have to say. It makes us very proud. Thank you for being here today. And Chief, there's a lot of great things going on in the Cherokee Nation. There's a little bit of tough times we have, but I think everybody stepped up and did what they needed to do. But, good results come from good leadership, and yourself and Deputy Warner continue to show that you are great leaders for the Cherokee Nation. I just want to thank you for all that you've done. All right, up next, we have our Cherokee Warrior Veteran Awards with Deputy Principal Chief Brian Warner and our Secretary of Veteran Affairs, S. Joe Crittenden.
Well, Mr. Speaker, members of the council, members of the audience that are here today, I say, CO Nagad. Hello, everyone. It's an honor to be here again. This day has brought many of us joy because it's brought us some work. You know, we have to understand in this world there's some people out there that that luxury that we have to get to work and do things is provided by individuals like these three that we will represent tonight. So with that, I will get moving. First, I would like to have the District 3 Council Lady, Lisa Hall, to join us. So our Medal of Patriotism to our first Cherokee warrior goes to Larry Lynn Jackson. Mr. Jackson entered into the United States Army on July 26, 1972 and completed basic training at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, and went on to complete his infantry advanced individual training at Fort Jackson, South Carolina. Mr. Jackson's first duty station was at Fort Richardson, Alaska from 1973 to 1976. In 1977, Mr. Jackson completed basic training drill sergeant at Fort Jackson, and in 1978 was assigned to the 1st Cavalry Division at Fort Hood, Texas. In 1979, Mr. Jackson was deployed to Berlin, Germany, and assigned to the Berlin Brigade. Mr. Jackson's assignment was to Fort Benning, Georgia, where he stayed until he was honorably discharged on March 15, 1983, with the rank of sergeant. Medals: Good Conduct Medal, 3rd Award. Army of Occupation Medal, National Defense Service Medal. Mr. Jackson, on behalf of a grateful nation, sir, we're thankful for your service to our country and to our Cherokee Nation.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Family? I know you got your wife.
My wife Deborah.
Yeah, come on, Deborah.
I'm not dressed for this, I'm sorry. Sorry, I didn't know.
3, 2, 1.
Would you like to say any words, sir?
I'm just very proud. This is a very proud moment for me to receive this award tonight from the Chief of the Cherokee, Chuck Hoskin, and to be a Cherokee warrior is something that I will carry the rest of my life.
Thank you, friends.
What do you mean you know?
All right, if I could get District 12 Council Lady, Miss Dora Patskowski, to join us. Our second Medal of Patriotism goes to the Cherokee warrior by the name of Donald Gene Butler. Mr. Butler joined the United States Navy Reserves on June 17, 1959. And on June of 1959, Mr. Butler was sent to San Diego, California for 2 weeks of basic training. And in July of 1959, Mr. Butler reported to Chicago for 9 weeks of basic training. After completing boot camp, Mr. Butler was sent to the Naval Air Station Ellison Field, Pensacola, Florida for 2 years and was discharged from active duty on March 17, 1961. Mr. Butler was in inactive duty reserve status until October 8th of 1963, at which the time he received an honorable discharge. Mr. Butler, on behalf of a grateful nation, sir, we thank you for your service to our country and to the Cherokee Nation. Well done.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Family? Take the whole crew. Y'all want to come down now?
I didn't expect it before she said that.
Go take a picture. Right, 3, 2, 1.
Any words, Mr. Butler?
Thank you. Thank you, Chief.
All right, if I could have, on our last awardee of tonight, District 4 Councilman, Mr. Mike Dobbins, Dr. Dobbins, join us. So our third and final of this evening, Medal of Patriotism, goes to the Cherokee Warrior, Brian Scott Butler. Mr. Butler joined the United States Marine Corps on August 3, 1987, and completed basic training at the Marine Corps Recruit Depot in San Diego, California. After completing basic training, he attended helicopter mechanic school and was stationed in the Washington, D.C. area as a USMC HMX-1 MCAF MCCDC, where he served as a helicopter mechanic in the Presidential Helicopter Squadron. Mr. Butler was honorably discharged on March 2, 1995. In April of 1996, Mr. Butler joined the Tulsa Air National Guard, serving as an electronic digital computer mechanic, and was honorably discharged from the Air National Guard in August of 2000. Medals: Good Conduct Medal, National Defense Service Medal, Air Force Commendation Medal, Air Force Achievement Medal, Air Reserve Forces Meritorious Service Medal. Mr. Butler, on behalf of a grateful nation, sir, we thank you for your service to our country and to the Cherokee Nation. Waton.
Three, two, one.
You got any words? Thank you. Mr. Speaker, members of the council, chief, audience, this concludes our Medal of Patriotism Awards. And once again, I thank each and every one of you for your time, your talent, and your dedication here on the council for the Cherokee people. Waton.
Well done, Deputy. And to you veterans from the Tribal Council and from the bottom of our heart, we know that you are the reason we are here. You are the reason we have all these freedoms that we have in this wonderful country. So from the bottom of our heart, thank you for your service. All right, next, active unfinished business, there are none. Committee reports and monthly reports are Cherokee Nation Businesses, CEO Chuck Garrett.
Good evening, Speaker and Councilors. Always a pleasure to be with you on behalf of the almost 11,000 hardworking men and women at CNB. April was a little soft for us on the revenue side, just a little off of our expectations. On the bottom line, the EBITDA was a little off of what we had hoped. If we look at the full 7 months of this fiscal year, both the revenue and the EBITDA are above last year. So it's just that, we're driving our budgets, so we're very aggressive budgeting process and very aggressive budgeting numbers. So we'll keep an eye on that. I mean, I think some of it is the broader economy, what we're seeing in some of the gaming venues, a little softer than we would like. We've also had, silly things like number of weekends in April, one less than last year, So it's just a little bit of something that's got my attention, and we'll keep a close eye on it, of course. You may have heard, read, or otherwise been aware of the recent activities in Arkansas. When I was last with you last month, I was describing that the Arkansas Racing Commission had opened another application period, a 30-day period, which closes tomorrow. Last Thursday, I was in Russellville with the president of our gaming company, Mark Fulton, presenting to the Quorum Court of Polk County. That's the legislative body of Polk County. And as was our competitors in the Gulfside Gaming Group, we had already received the required endorsement of the judge, the county executive, and also had received the endorsement of that legislative body in the form of a resolution. Gulfside was seeking a similar resolution, and they failed to get the required votes. So a vote of 7-5, the court rejected and declined to endorse them. So we are, as of this evening, on the eve of the closure of that application period, the only applicant that has the required endorsement of the county folks. So that's very, very good news. That is the first time we've ever been in that situation. So what will happen, or what we expect to happen now, is that on Wednesday, the Arkansas Racing Commission has announced a meeting. They'll officially close the application period, and they will announce that they have hired a consultant to review the application to make sure that we have the required experience and financial stability and all of that. It's the same consultant that they hired roughly 4 years ago, if you can believe that. And we were the preferred applicant at that time by this consultant, who's a very qualified and obviously has good judgment, so good taste. So we look forward to receiving a positive grade from that consultant, and then what we believe is in 30 days from now, so we're talking like July 10th, 11th, 12th, somewhere in there, the Racing Commission will take a vote and approve us as the successful applicant. So that's what I think the path forward is, and we're tremendously excited about it. A lot of hard work, a lot of patience on your part and our board's part, and a lot of determination, frankly, on the management's part. So very, very pleased with that. Chief mentioned the tornado and the impact of the tornado, and of course, Will Rogers Downs was severely impacted. We are well into the cleanup process with a new roofing system, new carpet. It's a lot of significant repair. We've submitted all those claims to the insurance company, so it's being adjusted right now. But I really want to take just a second to give a shout out to the security staff there at WRD, because they literally saved lives that evening. And like the chief said, this was it was sort of anticipatory, preemptive effort on their part of going around to all the campers at the KOA campgrounds there, encouraging those folks to come join us at the shelter, the tornado shelter that we had built there several years ago. And I credit our former CEO, Sean Slayton, for that. He had the foresight to invest in that, and it literally saved lives. And those folks would tell you that too. So really proud of those people for being so diligent. Thank you. Thank you for that. They certainly do deserve that. Just a couple other little notes that I wanted to bring to your attention. CMB's cultural tourism team is helping to bring some traditional stories back to life every Wednesday in June at 10 a.m. at the Cherokee Nation Peace Pavilion. It's something, that little gathering and storytelling, which I think is a very sweet moment. And in June, or in commemoration of Juneteenth, National Independence Day, they are welcoming all members of the Cherokee Freedmen History Project Advisory Committee, and they'll have a special presentation on June 19th. At Hard Rock, we're hosting the OSU Hospitality Operations Leadership Forum this next, at the end of May, June 24th through 26th. It's a 2-day program, and these are typically early career people that are looking to have hospitality as their future, and we're really proud and honored to be hosting that event for them. Also, I'm looking at all the young people, which is always very encouraging, and look forward to recruiting some of you all over the years. But we also are hosting our largest internship, CMB internship program ever. We have over 70 interns. So this, just a short while ago, this was mid-teens, 15, maybe 20. And these are over 70 young Cherokees that, I'm telling you, are so qualified. We're in really good hands. We have them embedded throughout the company. So they're getting experience in HR, they're getting experience in marketing and finance, accounting, in just a wide range of areas. And so we're really looking forward to identifying some of those folks that may be long-term employees for us, and giving them an opportunity to learn and to see what they might want to do with their careers. So really great it's very inspiring to get to work alongside them. So, Mr. Speaker, that's all I have for the evening.
Does anybody have any questions for CEO? Councilman Kidwell.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Garrett, thanks for being here. I really appreciate all the effort that was put out in Russellville. As I was cruising through my district this past weekend, I happened to go through Russellville and kind of dreamed of how things would be starting out there. I appreciate that update. One thing I did get to do, and I know we don't necessarily always hit you with questions or comments during this, but I thought the time would be right. I stayed at the Gold Strike this past weekend, and I want to tell you, I went in there with a discerning eye, put the old military material inspection on the place. It really does look great there. Every person to a single individual were some of the nicest people that I'd ever encountered. Treated everyone, everyone that walked by you said hello, how you doing, made sure everything that you had. The place is super clean. The rooms were great, immaculate. I just want to give a shout out to that place and thank you for all the great work that you guys are doing. People don't really understand what generational wealth that is going to provide for the Cherokee Nation, and it really makes a difference, and the place looks great. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate that feedback, and I'll certainly pass it along to the team there. They are professionals, there's no doubt, and your white glove test, I'm sure, was you're a hard grader, so I appreciate those comments very much, and I will pass that along to the team.
Anybody else? Well, CEO, that Arkansas deal has been a grind. And it seemed like it started right when I got in. I'm on my second and last term, and we're still here, and I'd love to see it wrap up before I leave. But it is so important because, the bigger picture of this is, you're protecting our investments, our other investments, and you have been strong in doing so. And, hopefully, and it sounds like we're well on our way, but when that happens, that will be a great cause to celebrate because, there were some rough times where people came after us, and you guys stood strong. And I would just like to say thank you for always standing strong because, you've always said, and I always say this, you say if we're not moving forward, we're moving backwards. So, and I believe that, and your work has exemplified that. So thank you for your diligence, especially there and here at home with our businesses.
Yeah, well, thank you for those comments, and I can't tell you how grateful we are, as a team and as a company, to have the support of this council. It really means so much to us, and so thank you for that.
Yes, sir. All right, thank you, sir. Okay, that brings us up to old business, none pending. Under new business,
Mr. Speaker, I would like to make a motion to amend the agenda to include the IHP resolution that moved out of Community Service Committee today.
okay, we have a motion and a second. Would you read that, please?
This is a resolution approving the authorizing the submission of the fiscal year 2025 Indian Housing Plan to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, and I put that in the form of a motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second first on the amendment. All in favor? All right, now we will vote on, is there any discussion? All right, all in favor? All opposed? All right, the motion carries. All right, number one, from Rules Committee, Victoria, would you take that, please?
Sure. This is a resolution confirming the reappointment of Jane Ostie as an advisory member of the Cherokee National Treasurers Advisory Committee. I move for its approval. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. Number two, EO, would you take that, please?
Yes, sir. This is a resolution confirming the reappointment of Suzanne Sullivan as a board member of the Economic Development Trust and Authority Board of Directors. I put this in form of a motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. Number three, Councilman Shotpouch, would you take that, please?
A resolution confirming the reappointment of Linda O'Leary as member of the Cherokee Nation Gaming Commission. I'll put that in form of motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Number four, Councilman Coates, would you take that, please?
Yes, this is the resolution confirming the reappointment of Richard Hull as a member of the Cherokee Nation Gaming Commission, and I move for its approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. And number five, Councilman Hall, would you take that, please?
This is an act amending Title 19 Council, Chapter 4, Section 31 and Section 33. I put this in a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, that brings us to announcements. Are there any announcements to my right? Councilman Kidwell?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I do have. In the absence of my colleague and friend there from District 15, he asked that I read this piece for student, Miss Allie Pierce, who is a Cherokee citizen, an incoming freshman at Locust Grove High School, and competed in the Archery World Championships in Daytona Beach, Florida this past weekend, and she finished on the podium placing 5th in the 3D animal targets with a score of 289 out of 300. And she also placed 8th in the bullseye competition with a score of 290 out of 300. And Allie was also named an academic All-American for the National Archery in Schools program. And she's a member of the Locust Grove Middle School team that finished the national championship in bullseye and national runner-up in 3D. She's also a member of the soccer team and the softball team and the trap shooting teams at Locust Grove. So young Miss Allie Pierce, thank you for a job well done there in District 15. We appreciate that.
Absolutely. Let's give it
I've got one more.
All right,
Mr. Speaker, I would like to hold the mic for one more second.
Go ahead, sir.
And I would like, this past weekend, I will forever be envious of my good friend and colleague, Victoria Vasquez, for being the sponsor of the USNS Cherokee Nation. What an amazing day in Houma, Louisiana. And the reason why, but I know Chief had some great remarks and talked about that earlier today, but I'd like to say one thing. If you have not had the chance to go back and listen to Chief's remarks given at that event, you seriously need to do so. It embodied all of what is best for veterans of the Cherokee Nation, all of what is best for us Cherokee warriors who served in the military and came back to serve and do different things and serve our society and serve our communities. I tell you, Chief, I really appreciate the words. That it was right on point and it was needed. And he said that, and he said his remarks in front of some of the highest level senior executive service members there with the Department of Defense and the Department of Navy, flag officers, senior officers. It was an amazing time. So I'll be putting that video out on social media as far and wide. So those of you who have a chance to go listen to Chief's remarks this past weekend at that ceremony, please do so. You will be as proud as I am sitting here today. Trust me. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Well said. Good words. All right, Councilman Deere.
I agree with Kidwell on that. Chief did an outstanding job speech, and I told him right after it happened, I don't even think he got off stage, and I told him that was amazing. Those comments. Secondly, I do want to say congratulations, Councilor Vasquez. It's amazing. Then that's going to be a real honor for the rest of your life, and that's really amazing to be the sponsor of that. Thank the youth for being here. I just want to let everybody know Juneteenth kicks off this week in Tulsa. Last year on Saturday night, we had over 25,000 attendance. The other important thing is you're right in that age. Cherokee Vote will be there, and there'll be a booth at the Greenwood Cultural Center. So I just want to give everybody an open invite. It doesn't cost to show up, and there's plenty of things to do starting Friday night. So the ribbon cutting actually is Thursday. So you guys, everybody's welcome here. Just want to let you know. And thank you, Speaker.
Councilman Coates.
I want to remember Regina Hammer, an at-large citizen in Kansas City. She was a cousin of Nan Girdner, who is a longtime Cherokee Nation employee that many of us probably know. And the Hammer family has been a real staple in the Kansas City Indian community for a long time, and I think many of us know many of the members of that family, and so we want to be sure to keep them in our thoughts and our prayers at this time. Thank you.
Mabana.
In memory of Laura Fields from Spavinaw, those of you that has followed gospel singing, her and her husband traveled many miles in churches singing gospel songs. And I want also Kenwood grand opening was a big, when I was on the council back in the 90s, I was third councilwoman then, and I visited school and I would talk to the kids, and they didn't have no ambition hardly. That you say, do you want to be this? You want to someday maybe be a council person? They just sit there and just kind of shake their head. But after the grand opening, I saw those kids at Kenwood School. There's enthusiasm. They're going somewhere, and they're going to be something just because somebody saw their need. And I just want to say thank you, Chief.
Cody.
Yes, I'd like to, in District 8, Adair County, we've lost 2 fluent Cherokee speakers the past few weeks, and just keep the families of Shirley Seven Star from the Oak Ridge community and Herman Teehee from Bell community in your thoughts and prayers. And it's kind of a shock just because, you know, it is an area heavily speaker populated, and, you know, I can't say it enough, our speakers aren't going to be here one day. You know, that's the reality that we're gonna face. And I've always applauded the efforts that admin is doing with our language, because it's amazing to see what your programs we're doing with our young kids, and to see these kids get up here and introduce herself in Cherokee. And the advice I can tell you is don't ever stop learning, because that is that is imperative to who you are as a Cherokee person. So I just want to applaud you guys on that, and just keep at it and keep going with it.
Good words, Councilman. Anybody to my left? Okay, Victoria.
My district, Welch and Veneta, we lost 2 wonderful elder women. Funerals were on the same day, and Janice Walker of Welch is a good friend of our family. Also in Veneta, Wilma Babe Woolman, who was a proud Cherokee. Her daughter is Arawana Leek, who is the administrator at the Sam Hyder Clinic in Jay. And but Wilma had a wonderful life. She was a friend to everybody and was always helping people. She was 94 years old, so we will miss her greatly. Thank you for prayers and thoughts about those 2 families. Thank you.
Daryl?
We lost Jessie Thomas. She was a full-blood fluent speaker from Salisal, well, north of Salisal. Her sister, Stanley Joe, was Ollie Jean, worked there at the Stillwell office. But she's a precious lady, and she'll be missed.
Doc?
Cherokee condolences to the Derek Burtell family in Porham, Oklahoma. Burtells are just stalwart Cherokee family, and they really work hard for their fellow Cherokees. Appreciate your prayers.
Councilman Teehee?
Yes, I want to reiterate the recognition for Cherokee citizen Braden Northington, who was declared Pitcher of the Year for the Tahlequah Tigers. Well, he's from Tahlequah High School, plays for the Tigers there, but he was recognized as Pitcher of the Year for the 2024 5A All-District Baseball Team, continuing that rich Cherokee tradition of baseball excellence. And also offering condolences to the family of Letha Morris, a very, very beloved woman who will be greatly missed by many, and just want to try to offer prayers of comfort to her family who are missing her. And also following up on what Councilor Poindexter said as well, it reminds me of the words from Hastings Shade, who said, "Everyone who speaks Cherokee is a Cherokee speaker." And so adding one more word of Cherokee to the world every day makes the world a better place. So thank you for your efforts. Thank you, Chair.
Yes, sir. Anybody else? On behalf of Councilman Callison and Councilman Easley and myself, I'd really like to say thank you for all of our emergency management teams who responded to the tornadoes. You know, I got to go tour Claremore with Easley and Callison, and it was just a lot of devastation. You know, our emergency management teams were out early in the morning that night of the tornado. David Moore's team, Salina said they couldn't have even cleared their streets without the heavy equipment that he did. And so we were very impactful in every, in a lot of different areas. Kenwood, the Gadugi Corps was cutting brush, they cut and call cord. Then you've got Human Services who were out giving assistance to those people who needed it the most. You know, whether that was whatever kind of assistance was, gift cards or whatever they needed. Place to stay, chief. Got 30 beds? Didn't you? Okay, 30 beds right off the bat, because that's what was asked for. So, you know, this as you know, that word Gadugi, everybody came together, worked together. Claremore, you know, the city of Claremore was monster in that effort. So, and our CMB, but we went through the casino area, and we went through where those travel trailers were. I mean, literally just looked like they were just crushed. And you saw that one small line of tornado shelter there that everybody got in, saved everybody's life. And then that is a big deal when you think about the future. And that was a great idea by Sean Slayton, and it saved a ton of people's lives that day. So very difficult times, but I think everybody stepped up. And with everything, you know, you always go back and you look at, you know, and you learn from everything. And I think that's one thing about the Cherokee Nation is we always do that. You know, we are well adapted to handle these things, but then we always ask ourselves, what can we do to make ourselves better? And I think that's the reason why we are so successful. We have young people again in our crowd. We have vets here tonight. It's been a great evening, and I know we are all proud. We're Cherokee, and we're proud of your accomplishments. And it means so much when you have people here supporting you, and for you all to come and support your family of the vets. You know, that is just monstrous. So we want to say thank you, everybody, for being here. Admin, everybody in the nation. Let's have a safe trip home, and I need one more motion. We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor? All opposed? We're adjourned.